Did you ever think about how whispering a few words to yourself can completely change your day, or even your life? Imagine how much power there is in a single thought. These aren't just poetic thoughts, they come from the lessons of Stoicism. The wise person uses their mind's power to change problems in the outside world. Today we're going to talk in depth about how the Stoic practice can help you become wise and strong. Positive self-talk can not only help you navigate through life's challenges, but also change the world you live in now if you're someone. If you don't believe that thinking can change reality, this video might make you think again. Some of the things you believe deeply are important, but I ask you to stay with us until the end. Today's trip through the Stoic art of mental discipline will bring more than just intriguing thoughts. However, there is valuable advice that you can implement immediately to improve things. If you want to learn more about how ancient philosophy and current psychology relate to each other, read on. Make sure to subscribe to get access to a life with more happiness and freedom. Share and like this video to help people on their own paths learn from it. Let's explore ways to better understand yourself and others. The power of your thinking is to make life happen instead of just reacting to it. Stay vigilant, and let's collectively discover the solutions. Even though it sounds like magic, it's based on beneficial psychology and neuroscience. Every time you consider a decision, even if it's simply what to eat for breakfast, your brain is working hard. It causes neurons to fire, which talk to each other through synapses and build neural circuits. These pathways function as the roads in your brain, guiding your thoughts and reactions to the world around you. Now think for a moment about how the Stoic theory affects this process. This demonstrates that it's our perceptions of external events that truly matter, not the events themselves. Our understanding of how the brain works when you repeat thoughts. Let's say you often feel like you're not talented enough. Your brain begins to reinforce these negative thoughts into a set route on a well-kept road, making it the normal thing to do. It has been applied to important events, but now it becomes really cool and helpful. You can build a road of doubt, and you can also build a road of faith. If you catch a negative thought and replace it with a positive affirmation, you will feel better. Not only are you being positive, you're also changing the way your brain works. The psychological concept of neuroplasticity demonstrates that our brains are not static, but are always changing because of what we think and experience. Stoicism doesn't just end here. Thought monitoring forces us to change negative thoughts with positive ones. With helpful ones, let's say you're having a tough time at work. You can take a Stoic view instead of letting worry and negative feelings build up. Seeing this as an opportunity to demonstrate your toughness and flexibility isn't just a mental trick. By doing this, you're changing the chemicals in your brain to think positive, empowering ideas. Your brain releases dopamine and serotonin, which improve your mood and make you better able to deal with problems. So when we talk about the science of thoughts, when we talk about Stoicism, we're not just talking about vague ideas, we're also talking about real-world problems. You can initiate biological changes immediately with every positive thought you have. This is a step toward a happier, more meaningful life, as well as a much healthier brain. If you adhere to strict habits and understand the science behind them, you can say that you're not at the mercy of outside events, but are in charge of how you respond, and ultimately, your own happiness. This powerful understanding opens a way to not only short-term relief, but also long-term change. This is about the daily conversations you have with yourself, which can either help or hurt you. The things we say to ourselves affect how we feel and act, according to Stoicism. This way of thinking doesn't just support positive thought, it also supports a realistic view of the world. This is a powerful method to engage with our own minds. So what does positive self-talk mean? How do they work in real life? It starts with being aware and paying attention to the talks. Are you being too harsh on yourself? If so, it's time to change that story. For example, instead of saying, "I always mess things up," take a stoic attitude. You should tell yourself, "I messed up, but I can learn from this." You shouldn't sugarcoat the truth. Consider how your actions affect others. From the perspective of chance and growth, why does this matter? Everything you say to yourself reinforces your identity and abilities. Change the script from negative to positive to feel better and more. You're giving yourself effectiveness, which is the faith that you can handle things. Change the things that happen in life, which is a key part of reaching goals and getting through tough times. Use of positive self-talk is a skill that needs practice and regularity, just like any other. First, catch yourself being negative. Then, stop and change the way you're thinking. At first, this may seem forced, but just like the Stoics write in a book and think about their lives, regular exercise will make it easier for you to improve your virtues. Stoicism extends beyond simply altering your thoughts for comfort. When we use positive self-talk, it helps us to get ready for the problems that will come up in life. You're basically teaching your mind how to deal with worry and setbacks better. By telling yourself that you can handle problems, you not only set the stage for resilience. However, it's crucial to keep in mind the following if you want to succeed in challenging situations. Stoicism teaches that telling yourself nice things isn't a way to deny reality. There are things we can't change and things we can. Saying nice things to yourself helps you focus on what you can control. Your actions and thoughts are in line with Stoic ideals. It helps build a life that isn't influenced by outside events, but rooted in what's important. In building a strong internal base, the Stoics believed that true happiness comes from balancing one's feelings with reason, comes from inside, not outside conditions. This fits perfectly. With the idea of emotional harmony, we try to make sure that our feelings help us live our lives. Rather than getting in the way of your goals and ideals, visualization is a powerful tool. This process means picturing in great detail what you want to happen or how you want to be. It's more important to mentally practice the steps and feelings than to wish you want to reach. For the Stoics, this could have meant picturing themselves. Dealing with a challenging scenario in a calm and collected manner prepares their minds. They would follow their ideals when the time came. Why does this matter? Imaging is more than just thinking when you do it. The brain is working in a way that makes it difficult for it to tell the difference between real and highly imagined things. Experiences neurologically. The act of visualizing sets off a lot of real job performance, relies on the same neural networks. This means that by regularly imagining yourself achieving or being at peace, you're training your brain. Emotional alignment is important if you want to follow these trends in real life. When these mental images align with our current emotions by placing them in a specific state, we experience a heightened state. If it aligns with our visions, we enhance our capacity to bring these visions to life. For instance, if you picture yourself making a fantastic presentation, try to feel the confidence that comes with it. Enjoy the thrills now, just as you would in that moment of success. This connection is strong. The feelings you create fuel the visualization and turn it into a real thing. But how can we use these ideas in real life in a calm way? Stoicism tells us to use our minds to control our feelings in real life. This means using imagination. Not only should we observe what transpires, but we should also practice handling various situations in a mentally intelligent manner. For instance, visualize yourself receiving unfavorable comments. Instead of reacting defensively or angrily, Handle it with grace and openness. This practice gets you ready to stay true to your Stoic values of wisdom and moderation. No matter what is going on around you, practice every day. Mental alignment and visualization can change these activities. This transition from simple skills to essential aspects of your daily life is similar to the Stoic practice. Your morning and evening thoughts help you stay grounded in your philosophical beliefs. This will prepare you for both the day ahead and a peaceful end. Stoicism teaches us how important it is to see things as they really are. It may not be exactly how we want it to be, but that doesn't mean we should focus on the negative aspects. Instead, it's about having a clear picture of our situations, which then guides us. How can we respond most effectively when someone discusses accepting reality? When we try to improve ourselves, we often have to fight our own biases. With the ideas you already have, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking too negatively. A Stoic tries to find the middle ground between being too negative or too positive and thinking. Seeing the issues and challenges helps you understand each situation. However, it's also important to recognize the opportunities and potential for growth. If you're experiencing difficulties at work or in your personal life, it's important to accept reality. Means being honest about these problems without sugarcoating them. But unlike the Stoic notion of the obstacle combines with the acknowledgement of the negative mood. Marcus Aurelius popularized the idea that every problem manifests itself in this manner. This is an opportunity to demonstrate traits like patience, resilience, and creativity. Therefore, once you acknowledge the validity of your position, you also question yourself. What does this teach me? How does this make me stronger? This process gives you a lot of power. You shift your perspective from viewing things as events that happen to you to viewing them as something within your control. When you use your circumstances as tools for your own growth, implies more than just accepting the truth, but actively participating in it. This participation includes a conversation with what is going on around you. It's not just about navigating life's challenges, it's about how you feel inside. However, it's important to learn how to respond to them effectively and to accept reality. Stoicism also involves preparing for future events. This is where the practice of premeditatio malorum, planning evil, began. Stoics often imagine the problems and failures that could happen, to mentally and physically get ready. This isn't about being pessimistic. However, it's important to ensure that future shocks are less shocking and that your responses are as thoughtful and well thought out as possible. In real life, this means not avoiding the possible adverse times or problems that lie ahead, but instead you approach them with a strategy and the conviction that you can manage them. This approach strengthens your resilience as you become less easily upset. You've already thought about and been emotionally prepared for problems that come up out of the blue. For the Stoics, virtue isn't just an idea, it's something that you do. That needs to be done regularly to be useful in the same way that we talk about building. Whether we're trying to change our minds or pick up new habits, stability is the key to real change. Every day, you have to do the little things until they become a habit. As a group, let's talk about why continuity is so important. Imagine you're trying to get in shape. It isn't likely to happen if you only go to the gym once a month. The same rule applies to mental and emotional habits if you want to make real progress. If you want to improve your mental health, whether it's teaching yourself thanks or any other skill, it's important to practice regularly. Every move you take strengthens the brain circuits linked to that behavior, making it easier to repeat. Consistent thought and behavior patterns are like a river slowly cutting a way through rock. Make new neural paths in your brain for the daily practice of Stoicism. Good traits such as discipline, bravery, and knowledge were like a spiritual treasure. When they talk about exercise or training, they often compare it to an athlete's training. Just as an athlete needs to train daily to stay in top shape, so too do their philosophical practices. To keep their morals up, Stoics must practice their philosophical skills every day. The concept of ascesis originates from mental health, or discipline practice comes in. It's not about completely giving up things you want, but it's about forming habits that align with our beliefs and strengthen us as individuals. These days, to make a new habit stick, you have to be consistent because of the combined effect. Repeatedly making small decisions and actions leads to significant outcomes. For instance, do things that make you feel good to be more positive. Adding it to your daily habit might be as simple as writing down 3 things every morning. You express gratitude or transform negative thoughts into positive ones whenever they arise. The space you create for yourself is also important when making habits. The Stoics believed in creating places to support those habits. This makes it easier to resist urges and avoid distractions, like getting rid of junk food. If you want to eat better or develop better thinking habits, you can do it from home. You could limit your exposure to negative forces, such as specific types of media or even relationships that don't help you grow, which is the problem, of course. Is it possible to maintain these habits even when you're not as excited about them or when other things come up? These are the times when Stoic persistence or patience comes in handy. Stoicism teaches we should anticipate and accept problems in any successful project. Being consistent doesn't just mean doing what you say you'll do when it's easy. However, it's about having the strength to persevere through difficult times. Stoics believe that the point of making habits is not just to achieve success in the outside world, but to be a better, happier person. You need to make sure that your daily actions are in line with your goals, with your core values, and changing not only the way you act, but also the way you think. But the way you act, philosopher Stoics taught us that this idea comes from the idea that we can change our actions and emotions with thoughts and words. In those situations, Stoicism doesn't just mean being able to handle hard times. Instead of transforming suffering into an opportunity to grow and become stronger, in the Stoic view, let's talk about how positive speech makes people stronger. In addition to sounds and letters on a page, words describe us. When we speak positively, it influences our decisions and the steps we take before acting, especially about ourselves and how well we can deal with the problems that come up in life. We're not just making ourselves feel better at the moment, we're also teaching ourselves how to deal with problems. This type of speech is temporary and easy to handle. The thought that we have the strength and abilities to get through tough situations is crucial for fostering long-term perseverance. For instance, consider a period when you faced challenges. An important loss can occur if your initial thought is, "I can't handle this." Altering your language makes it seem like you can't do anything. In line with Stoic ideas, one could say something like, "This is a challenge, but I have overcome challenges before." The way you see things changes more than just your mood. It activates the part of your brain that aids in problem solving and fosters a positive response. Instead of a defeatist approach, it is important to demonstrate resolve through positive speech. It also involves maintaining consistency and repeatedly telling yourself that you can achieve your goals. As a regular habit, focus on solutions instead of problems. Put these positive words into your mind so that they are always there. That's how tough times work. The more you use them, the stronger they get. In Stoic practice, this could mean meditating or thinking about things every day. This is where you remind yourself of your skills and how you've dealt with problems in the past. In this way, you'll be ready to face future obstacles with confidence. Positive speech aids in emotional control, another aspect of resilience. We can keep our feelings from taking over by being careful about the words we use. Stoics encourage a calm and collected way of living, in which we keep upbeat speech helps us keep our cool and think clearly when we're under a lot of stress. It shields you from negative mental spirals that can lead to feelings of hopelessness or anxiety. Building strength through positive speech is also important for the people around us. When we speak positively about others and ourselves, we are expressing our gratitude. We create a helpful atmosphere that makes everyone stronger. This sense of community was crucial in Stoic societies, where people valued individuality. They are wise individuals who can take care of themselves and are also part of a larger society. Who could help each other out when things get challenging in practice? Take a moment to think about the words you use to describe the situation. You have hope and power. Think about your past successes and tell yourself, showing that you can handle problems and inspiring others with your words. Allow their support to invigorate you in turn. This habit of resilience will pay off over time. Positive speech won't just help you deal with your own problems. It will transform your life, turning what was overwhelming into something more manageable in your power to control. When we practice gratitude, it takes our attention off of what's missing in our lives. Recognizing the abundance that already exists fosters a profound sense of joy. Stoicism doesn't just mean accepting that life will have ups and downs. Being thankful for the positive times helps us see the value in everything, even the challenging times. This may not make sense, but think about this. Every task comes with a result that results in an equal or superior benefit. When we show gratitude, we're not just being thankful. In addition to the obvious benefits, we are also learning to recognize the hidden opportunities for learning and growth. That shows up as problems. This point of view is significant because it alters the situation. How we deal with our environment isn't about making life last anymore. However, it is important to actively address it in a positive manner. To build on this, being quiet means being thankful for what you have right now without always wanting more, or feel bad about the things that happened in the past. It's about appreciating the present. Instead of complaining about not having enough resources, we should focus on the resources we already have. A Stoic person finds ways to get the most out of what they have. This could be something as easy as I am grateful for the opportunity to become more creative, or strong traits that will work well, no matter what the outside conditions are. Now, in addition to gratitude, acceptance plays a crucial role. In Stoicism, acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means realizing. Stoics make a distinction between what we can control and what we can't. Our thoughts, actions, responses, and nearly everything else are influenced by these factors. By learning acceptance, we only work on the things that matter to us. Our sphere of impact is freeing and greatly reduces unnecessary stress. Gratitude and acceptance work together to bring about deep peace of mind. They teach us to be content with what we have and wait for things to happen. We won't give up on our goals or stop trying to get better because of this. Instead, it means that we go after our goals with peace of mind and a positive attitude. We are sure that we can handle the ups and downs that come our way. Adding these habits to your daily routine might mean starting each day with these things. By writing down what you're thankful for, even the hard things that happen during the day, you can express your gratitude. When you're angry or unhappy, take a moment to think about what's going on. Is this something I can change? If not, practice accepting it. Shift your focus to something you can alter gradually. These habits make thankfulness and acceptance your mental norm. To see how this works in real life, think about the Stoic practice of negative visualization. Sometimes it's helpful to consider what you would miss about the things you value in order to appreciate them more. Even though it sounds bad, this is a powerful way to grow a deeper respect for what you have, for your life, because it helps you practice being thankful. These are powerful tools that fit well with Stoic ways of living. These techniques help us think about what we can change and picture the person we want to become, directing our thoughts and deeds in a more purposeful, good way. First, let's look at some powerful questions. These are well thought out inquiries. Unlike idle questions, those that make us think differently and act on purpose could make you feel weak or like giving up on empowering questions. Encourage us to take responsibility for our situation and think of ways to fix it. For instance, instead of asking myself, "Why does this keep happening to me?" which makes you feel like a victim of your situation, a question that would make you feel empowered is, "How can I use this experience to grow? What can I learn from this?" This change in asking doesn't just change how we respond right away, it also changes the course of the conversation. Stoicism teaches us that controlling our thinking can help us act in a more positive and proactive way. We use questions as a way to look at our lives and deeds with kindness and understanding. We regularly ask ourselves questions such as, "Am I in charge of this, and what values can I implement right now to align our behavior?" Stoic ideas, such as focusing on what we can change and developing values, are beneficial. This helps us become more resilient, develop positive character, and stay calm. Now let's talk about future self-talk. This is a method where you talk to yourself as if the person you want to be is already there. This mental practice or visualization may help Stoics become what they want. You might say to yourself, "I like their philosophical ideas. I am an individual who maintains composure in high-pressure situations, regardless of the current circumstances." When you deal with stress and worry in this way, you're not only setting a psychological example for how you should act, but also supporting the character you want to embrace, which is crucial. Self-talk about the future helps you connect the present to the future. In this way, you can act like you've already reached your goals. This approach draws inspiration from the Stoic practice of as-if behavior, in which Stoics would act like they had certain traits. They were still working on things like acting like they were patient. When the situation demands it, displaying intelligence or bravery is crucial. Moreover, these practices aren't just about achieving personal goals,